Hello grade 1 and welcome back. Today we're going to continue with Unit 4, Plant and Animal Structures. Lesson 3, what body parts help animals meet their needs. We should always keep in mind when we say meet their needs, it means we're talking about the body parts that help the animals get what they need to stay alive. Otherwise, they will die. Today we're gonna continue with Lesson 3 and we reach the phase of the lesson check and self-check. On page 193, we're gonna start with the lesson check. If we take a minute, we could observe carefully the giraffe eating leaves off the tree. Let's check out what is the question. Can you solve it? How can you get an idea from the giraffe to make a tool that reaches high places? Be sure to tell how the giraffe uses its body parts to reach food in high places. Tell about an idea this gives you for making a tool that can grab something in a high place. So let's take a minute to observe carefully. What idea can we get from the giraffe? Let's think. We could get an idea to make a tool that reaches high places. So in order to think of an idea that we will come up with to make a tool that help us reach high places, we should think carefully which body parts is the giraffe using to reach the high places. First of all, the giraffe is using its long neck and sticky tongue to reach the leaves in the high tree. Okay? So the giraffe is using its long neck to reach the high trees and its sticky tongue over here to grab the leaves off from the tree. So when we want to think about the tool that helps us to grab something in a high place based on the giraffe, we should think carefully that it should have a long neck or a long part, okay, that helps us reach the high places, and at the end of this part it should have a grabbing part or a sticky part that helps us get the stuff that we want from the high place. So what we do is the following. We write on page 193 on the lines neatly and properly, okay? A giraffe has a long neck and tongue to reach food in high places. I could make a tool with a long arm and a grabbing part on the end to reach something in a high place. So what we do is the following. We said that the giraffe has a long neck and a sticky tongue to reach food in high places. So I could make a tool with a long arm and a grabbing part at the end, okay? Why? To catch the stuff or to reach the stuff from a high place. What you guys do is you stop the video over here and you copy this part on page 193. Now, if you're unable to do so, don't worry, you will be provided with an answer key and you'll be able to copy it then accordingly. Now we reach the self-check on page 194. What I want you to know is that you guys should have solved these two pages previously before watching this video, and now you should be double checking your answers with me, okay? So in the self-check, let's start together. Number 1. Which body parts can animals use to find food? Choose all the correct answers. Now we know when they say choose all the correct answers, it means you have more than one answer. And let's reread the question one more time. Which body parts can animals use to find food? When we say body parts that the animals use to find food, it means we need to think carefully. Which of these three, A, eyes, B, ears, or C, gills, do animals use to find food? Let's think again. A, eyes, B, ears, C, gills. So we want body parts that help animals find food. Take a minute. It is A and B, of course, eyes and ears, because the gills are the body parts that helps us take in oxygen from the water, not the body parts that animals use to find food. What about number 2? Number 2, you want to design a sticky tool to grab objects. Which animal part would you use as a model? Remember, the word model means an example that you're going to observe to take the idea from it, okay? The model means an example that we're going to observe to get the idea from it, okay? So, you want to design a sticky tool to grab objects. Which animal part would you use as a model? Remember, a model means the example that you're going to observe to take the idea from it, okay? A groundhog's claws. B, a bear's teeth. C, a frog's tongue. So let's remember again one more time. You want to design a sticky tool to grab objects. Which animal part would you use as a model? Remember, the word model means an example that you're going to observe to take the idea from it. A groundhog's claws. B, a bear's teeth. C, a frog's tongue. So we want to make a sticky tool. A groundhog's claws. Are the groundhog's claws sticky? B, a bear's teeth. Are the bear's teeth sticky? C, a frog's tongue. Think, guys. So it is C, a frog's tongue, of course, because of course the groundhog's claws are not sticky, the bear's teeth are not sticky, but the frog's tongue, of course, it is sticky. Number 3. Which of these animals would you use as a model for making a digging tool? Circle the correct answer. Remember, a model, it means an example that we're going to observe to take the idea from it. Which of these animals would you use as a model for making a digging tool? So we want to dig. Circle the correct answer. A, the butterfly that flies. Or B, the mole, an animal that digs all day long in the garden. Or C, the frog. So we want to make a tool to dig. Which animal should we choose as a model? A, the butterfly that flies. B, the mole that digs all day long. Or C, the frog with the sticky tongue. What do you guys think? Of course it is the mole. Why? Because the mole digs all day long and we want to make a digging tool. So it would be an excellent model for us to mimic in order to make a digging tool. Number 4. Which body part does a land animal use to take in oxygen? So, which body part does a land animal use to take in oxygen? We listen up carefully. Land animal. And we said that they want to take in oxygen. So we remember directly that we have 2 body parts in order to take in oxygen, either the lungs or the gills. The gills are the body parts that we use to take in oxygen from the water. The lungs are the body parts that we use to take in oxygen from the air. So the animals that live on the land usually use what? In addition to some of the animals that live in the water and they do not have any gills. Let's review together. So, which body part does a land animal use to take in oxygen? A, gills. B, lungs. C, ears. Think carefully. Well, it is, of course, lungs. Why? Because gills are the body parts that animals use to take in oxygen from water, which means they are the animals that live under the water and not on the land. B, lungs are the body parts that the animals use that live on the land. They use lungs, and few of the animals that live under the water but do not have any gills, such as the dolphin, they have lungs. That's why they rise up to the surface every now and then to take in oxygen from the air to survive, and then they go back under the water. C, ears. Ears, of course, are not the body part that we use to take in oxygen, right? So, number 5. An engineer came up with an idea for a new kind of thumbtack. So this is a thumbtack, if you're wondering what is a thumbtack. The pointy part of the thumbtack only comes out when it is being used. Which part of a cat do you think an engineer used for an idea? So, an engineer came up with an idea for a new kind of thumbtack. They made a new kind of this thumbtack. The pointy part of it over here, okay, comes only when it's being used in order to protect your hands from getting poked by the pointy edge. So which part of a cat do you think an engineer used for this idea? A. Cat claws that come out when a cat stretches. B. Cat eyes that can see in low light. C. A cat tongue that can take dirt off fur. So which part did they use to come up with this idea of the thumbtack that shows the pointy edge only when it is being used? A. Cat claws that come out when the cat is stretching. Cat eyes that can see in low light. Or C. A cat tongue that take dirt off fur. Take a minute to think. Remember, the thumbtack is only showing it when it's being in use. The pointy part is only shown when it's being in use. Such as the correct A. Cat claws that come out when a cat is stretching. Okay, it doesn't show all the time, only when it's stretching. And this thumbtack doesn't show the pointy part all the time, only when it is being used to protect your hands from getting poked. Thank you. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed it.